Charleston's beauty and charm draw people from across the world. Attracted by history, architecture, and today's exciting business opportunities. In her earliest history, the vibrant port city beckoned much the same way to people seeking adventure and fortune.
It was an extremely international city.
Curator Brandy Culp says Charleston was one of the wealthiest cities in the colonial period.
Stores, you would hide your valuables.
Talented craftsmen and skilled artisans created their finest works for wealthy patrons, sophisticated clientele who filled their homes with silver and art, and spectacular furniture, complete with secret drawers to hide their treasures. According to Culp, leading Charleston families could afford the finest the world had to offer.
Mary Rutledge Smith is one of many Charlestonians that traveled abroad on the Grand Tour, and in fact she spent 3 years in England with her husband and her children.
Smith returned to Charleston with her portrait, an important work by the renowned George Romney. Sadly, this important art left Charleston, but made a celebrated return and is featured in the historic Nathaniel Russell House.
1, 2, 3. Okay, bring your end up. Go down. Going up. Going up, going vertical with it. Going back.
But many treasured pieces of furniture and decorative arts that left Charleston over the centuries have not been recovered.
After the Civil War, Charleston was devastated. It's the story of loss.
Treasured family pieces were sold off or carried away, repeating what happened to the families in the Revolutionary War. Other catastrophes also took their toll: fires, an earthquake, and devastating hurricanes. But that story of loss is changing, thanks to a Charleston businessman whose own family dates back to Charleston's earliest days. John Rivers Jr. had seen firsthand Charleston's heritage slipping away when a significant piece was purchased by another state's Museum of Decorative Arts.
When I saw that the earliest known signed piece of Charleston furniture was sold to Mazda in North Carolina. Mazda is a great place, a great museum, but I'm saying, wait a minute, that's our history. That doesn't belong in North Carolina.
Rivers began acquiring museum-quality Charleston-made pieces. Acquiring important pieces for more than 20 years, Rivers is preserving past possessions for future generations.
You know, you look at all of the French paintings, look at the Impressionist paintings that, you know, the Monets, the Manets, and what have you. None of them are where they were painted. They're in a vault, or they're in Japan, or in New York, but not where they were painted. So I said, well, you know, Charleston had such a rich history and heritage that we need to bring this heritage back.
The exceptional holdings are considered a premier private collection, not open to public display.
Only 2 documented Charleston face pieces.
But the Rivers collection is often shared.
And to have this caliber, this quality of a collection here is what we most want to be able to share with the public.
Visitors could explore the social and economic circumstances of the culture of Charleston, from the colonial period to the present, a contemporary Jonathan Green painting to a ring made to mourn the death of a leader in the city's earliest days, Miles Bruton. Artisans who crafted these pieces were a global mixture: Germans, English, French, Scot, and African slaves. People from across the world drawn or brought to a vibrant, growing port city.
So Charleston is, it's really a prominent place in the minds of a lot of people throughout the world today as it was back then.
An Eye for Opulence is the first major exhibition devoted solely to Charleston's material culture to travel outside of the city. And although Charleston is known as a national gem, an international gem, we still have a long way in bringing people to the city and imparting an understanding of our material culture.
Bringing beautiful Charleston full circle.